There I am. I was like, geez, what is going on? We're having a rough day. Go, Bailey. Went on here. It does.
You were you did miss update, Aaron. I do need to. I don't care about any of this.
I'm about to throw it out the door. It just keeps kicking me out. Like it just does not want me in here. Can you see me?
I can see you, yes. I can, yes. Oh, I didn't want to do that. However, I am not seeing our. What's going on? Wouldn't it be nice if we could wait?
Beat it up, Jen. I'm about to beat it up. It
It doesn't like you. Just like this is not liking me. What's going on here? Oh wow, technology is really sucking today. Really, really not nice. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, well, doing that. She goes again. I'm just gonna keep it going because this is not being nice. We're just gonna roll with it and just keep going. But now that that is, who the hell knows what actually to continue talking about this while we wait for her to get her stuff together. But we'll seize another person. In fact, I do differently. There
I'm
we
not
go.
touching. Oh, see?
It does not like you. It does not like you one bit. This should go fine. This should go fine.
The reason why you don't want to work is because I chose to go this route, and now you just telling me no, you don't like me. Is this why?
Maybe it just hammers in general.
I had to yell at the fucking tablet. It doesn't want to cooperate.
So rude.
All right. Can you see me now?
I can see you, I can hear you, yes.
Okay, but I cannot see you. So maybe it's because you don't have your camera turned on. I don't know. But I'm not touching a fucking thing. Nope. I'm not touching nothing. Wow. That is rough. So what was the last thing that you said?
The last thing I was saying was how seasonal depression affects everyone differently. Some might experience it more hard than others, while as some
Right.
notice at all a change in it.
Right.
With that said, it could never be either the signs and symptoms for it, but also not taking a look into noticing and acknowledging that something's not right within yourself, which is hard, yes, but also very important to know these things because it's it can get bad quick, and we definitely don't want that. That was good. So it's basically the last, like I was saying about it. You need to live together.
And I think that's where I think a lot of people struggle with that in general, you know. More than we know or realize, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
And with everything that, you know, is going on, and let's, you know, just kind of not jumping on board or pointing the finger, but, you know, with inflammation and prices of everything, you know, going up. It's hard for people, you know, and it's hard for families. And I think that alone, you know, causes enough stress because maybe some families can't afford to do certain things or can't afford to buy their kids gifts, or they have to, you know, with the holiday, and they have to choose, well, do I buy food or do I buy gifts, you know? And it's really unfortunate. And I will say this, and it's not even just for the holidays, but in general, I do not think the accessibility for people, single parents, or, you know, family homes, the accessibility maybe isn't always there to get help.
Oh, absolutely. And a nice thing to know with a nice thing to know and to be aware of is in certain areas, there are places to go through researches that will help out families. And I have used them, so I know exactly what help
Right.
they need, and they're not. Some are not, you know, picky, because I know, as far as tax purposes go, I'm not exactly, you know, struggling, but they took it upon themselves to see that I was a mom who needed help for holidays, so they got us gifts donated to us for Christmas time, so
Right.
kids had that. And that's a good thing to know. There are food banks out there. There are places that offer these type of services for people. So even if you can't afford to give your kids a Christmas, look into other ways to still be able to allow them to enjoy Christmas. And
Right.
yeah, it's not about the presents, but you know, tell that to a 3-year-old.
Right. And I think another, Jen?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I think another good family value to not force, but to embrace is, no matter if it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, I think the big thing is to appreciate the people that we do have around us and that we do cherish the times we do have with the people that are here with us in the physical world. Um, because they're not going to last forever. And I think that's a good thing to learn. And I know, Jen, you've brought it up that, your kids, they like to take, their old toys, not, broken or anything, but, and just give them a new or give them to somebody else so somebody else can enjoy them,
Yep.
Instead of throwing them away
Absolutely.
or doing something else with them. I think that is a wonderful thing a lot of people could do, if they have toys or something that is gently used, and you could even do that with not even just toys. You can do that with blankets and clothes and stuff like that, especially now in the holiday season, and there's a church in my town and they put up a tree and they have envelopes on that tree. I think the Salvation Army here in town does it too. And you pull envelopes and stuff off that tree, and it's like you're giving things or toys or, you're helping somebody or a child out for Christmas. And I don't think you have to wait for Christmas to do that, but I'm a big person for, I don't know if you have them, Jen, but they're big boxes, okay, like tall, and you pull the lever down, and it's like a donation bin, and you put all your clothes in there or, sheets or something that you're not using anymore, and you put them in that bin and it gets donated. Kind of like a low income building or facility. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Real quick on that one though is just be mindful to where they go, because I have experienced firsthand some of the places. One place I went to, I donated a bunch of stuff, thinking it was going to, a needy family, and then a couple weeks later I went in because they also had a consignment shop. It didn't. It went to the consignment shop, and they resold it for a higher.
Yeah. And that's why I guess I don't go to
a place that actually for sure is a donation.
Right. And I'm not saying Goodwill is bad, but I think there are
some of them
other resources out there that are easier for families in need to get what they need for themselves or their children.
Absolutely.
And it really depends on what area
you're in. Where I live. Like the area I live in, we don't have a lot of homeless people around us. Closest is in the city, but that's a far drive. Plus, I'm not taking my kids into the city, so we don't have a lot of homeless people around. But we do have a lot of people who struggle. I know my parents are one of them. There are multiple food banks. We donate. I donate to a lot. We have counties. I don't know how you work in your town, but I assume it's the same. But I'll donate to the other county and to my county, just because my family lives there. So I'm always in there shopping in their stores.
Right.
So I do the best I can there. The thing to also remember is I know when when I first did the one that I did was the Angel Outreach Program. That's where they were able to donate for my kids. And me, according to our tax, I think struggling class. I felt guilty because we didn't have the money for Christmas, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to do that. However, it made me feel a lot better giving back as well. That way, I wasn't taking something for nothing, but also giving back.
Right.
In a way, I could. Some people can't, for me, I can't really go to a food bank and serve Christmas Day, which I would love to do, because I would be chasing.
Right.
So, like, I figure out where it works for me and my family to get back,
Mm-hmm.
and go from there.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I mean, that brings up a good point that, like for me, when I started, I guess, getting my kids more involved with the community during the holiday season and trying to give back, we were ringing bells for the Salvation Army, and the first year we did it, it was cold outside, it was snowy, but as long as you're, bundled up for the winter, you'll be okay, and I kind of kept that tradition going, but this year, we're kind of changing things up, and Jen or I will address that at the end of the podcast. Just kind of doing something different. Not saying that we don't want to ring bells, because I think ringing bells for the Salvation Army is good, because they don't have a lot of people that want to do that, and mm-hmm. And it was a good thing, because I could be right there with my kids. I was showing them support, and also, leading by example. I'm doing a good deed,
Yeah.
And I think a lot. Go ahead, Jen.
I was going to say that what I'm looking for. I had that chat with my therapist the other day about that too. Was, kids, they hear and they see a lot more than what we think. And I know, as moms, we all understand that it's what's the word I'm looking for? The whole lead by example thing. And it's we don't figure out how to say it without.
I guess moms are not, I'm not going to say dads aren't, but some moms are a little more sensitive to if a child is, hearing and seeing what the adult is doing, what their parent is doing, or whoever's around them,
Okay. Absolutely. I think also part of it is we don't always think when we do the things as like a mom. Like, I know I've stress cleaned my house, I've cursed in front of my kids by mistake or whatever, and like I'm like, oh, they're not paying me, because clearly I asked them to do this 7 times, they didn't hear me then. Clearly they don't hear me now. And I've said that to myself actually several times, and it's never. That's not the case, because they hear a whole lot more than we think.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
especially with the holidays.
Oh yeah, and and for adults, I think whether you're a mom or a dad and you're struggling trying to do things for the holidays, like I completely 110% understand that. And it's hard if us as adults are trying to make everything work out so the kids aren't suffering per se, or if the kid making sure that everything goes good just for the kids, because overall, when it comes to the end of the day, the kid should always be number one. And
Absolutely.
and during the holiday season, depression is at an all-time high. And I think that's like you were saying, if the parent is stressed out or they're under the weather, or however you want to put it, it does affect the kid. And I think you agree with me when I say this, Jen, that we can try, like, if anybody contacts us on any of our social medias, we're more than willing to try and help them figure out how to achieve a goal of some sort, an achievable goal for the holiday, or whatever it is. We don't have a problem helping them out. It may not be financially, but maybe helping them get some numbers to contact people, just information, so it kind of helps their mental health to kind of flip it around, so they're not sitting in stagnant water thinking nothing's gonna work. And I would hate for somebody to think that way and think that they're not going to be able to provide anything for the holidays. It's really unfortunate. There are some rules and regulations depending on where you live or where you're going to get the help, but I mean, I myself, if you contact me on any of my social medias, I'd be more than willing to help do some research to get, you some information, and I can pass it along,
Same here. Like I don't
Yep.
mind, researching numbers, letters, places to go, all of that.
And we can even, anybody, I know, our friend Raina, she has her own TikTok, and she does recovery chaos. And for me personally, being sober for almost 14 years, I don't forget what it feels like. I don't forget where I came from or how I felt, but I know the feeling when you're down in the dumps on that avenue. So I do not want anybody to think you have to, be a certain person. We're willing to talk to anybody, to help all families out. Because even Jen knows. Yep.
Yeah, and not for anything else. If
and we can only hope, that anybody that pays attention or listens to our podcast, that they can, do the same thing. If they're able to help somebody, or, even, just to kind of pay it forward, either verbally or physically or, however they can to avoid the negativity, spread the positivity, and be able to put somebody else in a better place mentally. Right now it's just
Absolutely, because you also don't know what's through, and
mm-hmm.
Especially with the holidays. I mean, everybody's tense, everybody's on edge, and just a simple
Right. The holidays are just it's rough. It is very rough. So
also a little pro tip, because I know for me, when I get into these states, especially in the wintertime, I know for me seasonal affections is very big, because I live on a mountain. If it gets roads closed, I have nowhere to go. Cabin fever is real. But the biggest thing for me is I shut down. And when I shut down, I avoid people. I will ignore calls. I won't answer. In a couple of things. And so if a person in your life does that, or if they just don't talk to you as much as they do, check in and be obnoxious. Override them with messages letting them know that you know that they're there. They know that they are safe, and that you're not gonna disappear on them. Just keep them in the knowing that they have somebody, because that's the big thing.
Right. Yeah, you want that person to feel wanted, and you know what? And I will say this. I think Jen and I have a pretty good, friend group. And, even if it's not Jen or I mean, we all kind of worry about one another. And if one person is missing, we're like, oh, we're so and so. We know when somebody's missing and we're like, where did they go? Why did they leave? Or where are they at? And we ask questions, because we care, we care about the other person. And I'm willing to do it for Jen. And if somebody doesn't have a good support system, connect me on social media. I'll check up on people.
Oh, absolutely. And I do believe Linktree has your Snapchat on it.
And our TikToks.
Well, I definitely know mine is. I have to see if I can add a second one. But I don't know if it's linked on our profile page.
Right. Maybe we could do sorry, Jen, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Right.
I was going to say, I'll add Linktree into all the other platforms too. Spotify, Apple, Amazon.
Yep. Or maybe we could just even do a quick video. You could just pull photos, take photos of all of our accounts and just do a quick video of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of want people to have whatever access, because I know I have two TikTok accounts that people can talk to me on. And then I also have my Snapchat. And then I know you got your one account plus your Snapchat, and then whatever else you want to add on there.
We just added a podcast TikTok as well, so you can find us there. Again, either one of us will message you with that one.
Yep. And please do. I strongly not trying to force anybody, but if anybody needs to talk to somebody, I mean, do not be afraid to reach out to one of us or somebody. If anybody needs somebody to talk to, we are not here to judge. We are not,
Not
we're so,
you may ask questions and
yeah. I mean, it is, yeah, we are never going to talk about your business. We're very professional about that, unless you bring it up yourself, we're not going to talk about it because we want everybody to have confidentiality, and in their situation.
as well as absolutely as well as if you do come on our lives and you don't particularly want to give us a reason why you're there or whatever, but you said, hey, we're from the podcast, we came because it's a safe space, we want to talk. You don't have to
Yep.
tell us what it is that you're going through. Just know that you have a friendly face or a friendly vibe to come and just head. Even
Right.
in the shadows, you're always welcome. Ow, that's my desk. But it's always welcoming, it's always friendly. And for the most part, our people, coven, tribe, whatever you want to call it, cult, our people
All right, we have a cult.
welcome. We will, nobody goes unnoticed. We try to
Right.
keep up with comments. We're not the best with comments, but try to. And we will try to make everyone feel welcome and seen and heard.
Yes. And believe me, and everybody that we come in contact with, we are all living a different life. We're not, the symptom might have the same name, but it has a different reason behind it. And we're huge on, huge on making sure that, we're building people up. We're not tearing people down and just being like, no, bitch, you got this. We're not, don't feel defeated. Don't feel like just because one door closed, there isn't another one down the road that's waiting for you to walk through it. You just perseverance, and I know the struggle's real. I felt it. I have felt it a lot.
That's another thing I talked with my therapist about yesterday was just because, so in regards to what she was talking about, it was homeschooling, because I homeschool Caleb. My daughter goes to public school. But with what she was saying was homeschooling in itself looks different from person to person. Each person does it differently. No one does it the same. And there's people out there that will call me lazy for it. There are people out there that says, oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, okay, I'm not doing traditional book work. Guess what? You're right on that. But that doesn't mean I'm not teaching my kid what he needs to know. It's, he learns differently. I took it, I adapt to it. And I told my husband yesterday, just because it looks different from your perspective doesn't mean what I'm doing is any less value or important just because it looks different than what you know. I
exactly
look like a happy-go-lucky person. There are days that it is darker than dark in my brain, and you would never know. So just because it looks one way doesn't mean it is. That's why you can't judge it by a cover. I am a very bad person with that because I do that all the time. Well, it looks pretty.
Why do you think the Joker drew a smile on his face?
So he's always happy.
Appearances are, some people, they can look at people and be like, something's wrong. There's other people that can't see what's going on behind, the appearance, what you're looking at. And not every day is going to be sunshine and lollipops. You know, I mean, I personally have always been judged because I am not the typical quote unquote woman. You know, I don't wear makeup every day. I, you know, I can dress like a woman, but I can also dress like a tomboy. I dress comfortable. I dress how I feel, how I want to, not what society has. Yep. And I have
Just
been,
up for like,
yep. And I have been judged. Let's say, you know, for example, there's a cigar bar in the town that I'm in, you know, and when I go in there, you know, boom, right off the bat, they're the guy's creeping up on me, like, and I'm like, what do you think I'm gonna do? I mean, that's just how I feel. I don't say it, but that's how I feel. Just because I don't dress in the latest fashion or I'm not in there all the time. I don't feel that's the way it needs to be. You know?
you know, I don't know.
Oh, there's way
And I completely
way too much profiling going on. Way too much. Way too much. So, and I'm not like that.
It's not, and it's not healthy either because going through society, that's where you get trouble with eating disorders. I was all throughout high school. I was 90 pounds and I was called fat. Guess what? I had an eating disorder because I was called fat. So I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be popular. I did what I had to do, and I'm currently always judged, especially because I'm loud. I'm not obnoxious. I interrupt a lot. I do a lot of weird shit. Autistic and ADHD. It kind of has to play. But with that,
I got made fun of. Yeah, I got made fun of because I didn't use the right shampoo or conditioner for my hair.
I got made fun of because I wore granny panties once to school. How dare you? Okay.
Whatever they think.
All right.
Each is to their own. Just because you don't dress and want to look a certain way doesn't mean that you're a bad person. I think your personality says everything about you.
Yep.
Everything.
And with that, you know, slightly gotten off topic, which is, you know, not the abnormal for us because that's what we do.
No, it's not. I'm unmedicated.
I am medicated, but I forgot my medication, so I'm not today.
I am unmedicated.
And unhinged and unfiltered and unscripted. Oh, look at that. We're all the uns today. At least we're not nuns, so.
I'm telling you. Stand back, everybody. Stand back.
We've got to get real. Also,
the
world, bring joy and don't deck your husbands.
Yep.
I was making a sure.
Yep. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Oh, real quick, before we disappear, Jen, the other Jen, the less cooler one, is currently she's trying to collect some donations to help, again, with people less fortunate around this time to provide for them. I'll let Jen go into it. Speak, Jen.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. So I'm sorry. So on both my TikTok accounts, Jen's Bad Ideas and JJ Bakery, I have pinned videos. They're the only videos that are pinned. And basically, my Cash App and my Venmo are in a blurb somewhere above this area in a box somewhere. So what I was talking about earlier is my daughter wanted to do something different this year for the holidays. So anybody that can afford, or even if you can't afford it, like it, share it, blow it up, send it to whoever, far, far away. Spread it. So that way we can donate clothes, toys, maybe help with, electric bill or, food, something for the holidays. Her and I cannot do it alone. And I would really appreciate it if we could get everybody to just kind of blow it up. I know it's only been on my TikTok accounts a couple of days. But both my accounts I cannot go live on right now. So I'm just kind of like pushing for people to share it. Take it, go wherever, even if you like save it to your phone and you throw that in a text message. However you can do it would be wonderful to help my daughter out, to kind of change things up for what we're doing for the holiday season instead of ringing bells.
And don't forget about the giveaway.
Oh, right. There is going to be a giveaway at the end. It may not come maybe till the end of this year. You may not get it till January with the holiday and everything, but we will personally contact you privately, Jen or I, and we will have more information on what the giveaway is. Jen is willing to do something personalized. Jen makes cups and oh my gosh, Jen makes a lot of stuff. But we'll kind of get more detail on that. We're also talking about doing one other thing, but that will come out later to help raise money, which next week on the podcast, I'll talk about that. So just a couple incentives on, trying to get people more involved in helping in the community. And it doesn't even have to be in my community. I could get a hold of mine and Jen's friends in Arizona, and we could donate to them. Jen, I could do whatever for Jen, and she can donate in her state. It's not just, I'm not saying it's just for, my local area. It's just in general. And I feel if we can get people all around the world, no matter where you live, and I understand if, you can't contribute, just, share it, like it, throw the videos around, but, we just want to help people. There was one other thing I was going to say. No, I forgot. Gosh darn it. I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. I totally forgot. I had it. Ugh.
Well, it's nice to remember it.
Right.
Definitely liking our pages, sharing our stuff. We're new. we think we could do really good impacts with what we're doing. So obviously interact with us, give us ideas on what you want or what you
Yep.
would like to hear.
Right.
We just want everybody.
I mean, even if we get 1,000 people
Great.
to donate $1, that's $1,000. Just $1.
Yeah. That's just $1.
Think about what we could do for
It's
people,
coffee.
you know, and
Coffee cost is $4 at best.
yeah.
Broke up again. Anyway.
I guess my big thing is if, I don't think we have to be a celebrity to get people involved. I mean, yes, do celebrities have a little more, attention drawn to them, and maybe they can get more people to help them out? Well, let's be the difference. Where we don't have to have
But
all that, we can still do a good deed.
Absolutely. And let's bring it back to small communities. Let's bring it back to neighbors looking out for their neighbors and your community just caring for what they have going on, but involve others.
Exactly.
Bring it back there.
Exactly. So
that's all we're trying to do.
I know everybody's got our backs. Let's show togetherness, show support, for everybody, no matter where they live or who they are,
Or have they known a book?
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge a book by the cover.
Right. We got this. I have faith. I have faith. We are gonna get through this, and we're gonna persevere.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yep. And once I'm able to go live, you can bet I'm gonna be coming in hard. It's gonna be with the hey, donate $1 to my Cash App or my Venmo.
Hey,
show support. Show support.
Shiitake mushrooms, man. That's not.
Yep, exactly.
What?
Imagine that. That's what happens when we're unmedicated.
My hair's unmedicated too. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jen.
No, you're
all
fine.
Right.
You're fine. But we're gonna end this here before we get too sidetracked.
Yep.
And we will catch y'all on the flip side. And yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Please come back.
See you real soon.
Yep.
Yes, please. Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.